I'd like to advise elected members that the briefing session is being recorded and live streamed. Therefore, all elected members are required to use the microphones when speaking. Good evening, councillors, staff, ladies and gentlemen. I declare this briefing session open at 6:30 p.m. The proceedings of the briefing session are electronically recorded in accordance with Council's recording and live streaming of council meetings, council policy, except for matters of a confidential nature. The guide in determining those matters of a confidential nature shall be in accordance with the Local Government Act 1995. Please note, briefing sessions are audio recorded and audio live streamed only in accordance with Council's policy. Recordings will also be made available on the City's website following the meeting. The official record of the meeting will be the written minutes kept in accordance with the Local Government Act 1995 and any relevant regulations. Members of the public gallery are reminded it is a requirement under the Meeting Procedures Local Law 2013 to act in a courteous and respectful manner when in the council chamber. You are asked to show respect to anyone who is exercising their right to ask questions of the council and/or to deliver public statements. I ask that respect extend to such people whenever they are on city premises while waiting for or having taken their opportunity to ask questions or to deliver a public statement. Under the local law, a person must not create a disturbance by interrupting or interfering with the orderly conduct of proceedings. This includes expressing approval or dissent, by conversing, or by any other means. Using personal electronic recording devices to record anyone or the meeting is also prohibited under the city's local law. I would also like to remind members of the public to show proper respect to the city's elected members and staff during proceedings. The next item of business is declarations of interest. I do have before me a number of declarations of interest. Firstly, from CEO, Mr. James Pearson, for item 13.1.2, confidential salary review, CEO. That's a financial interest, because Mr. Pearson holds the position of CEO. Also from Mr. Pearson, CEO, for item 13.1.1, confidential item, CEO concluded annual performance review, financial interest, because Mr. Pearson holds the position of CEO. From Director of Governance Strategy, Jamie Parry, for item 13.1.2, salary review, CEO, interest that may affect impartiality due to the nature of Mr. Parry's employment relationship with the CEO. And also from Director of Governance and Strategy, Jamie Parry, for item 13.1.1, Chief Executive Officer concluded annual performance review, interest that may affect impartiality due to the nature of Mr. Parry's employment relationship with the CEO. Do any councillors or staff have any declarations on any item on tonight's agenda? If not, we'll move on. Next item is deputations. There were no deputation requests received by the City, so the next item of business is public question time. There are a set of procedures relating to public question time, and I request that you follow my direction at all times. You have the opportunity to ask 2 questions, and your questions should be directed to myself as chair and asked in a polite and respectful manner. Questions asked at a briefing session must relate to a report listed on the briefing session agenda. Please state your name and address for the public record. Members of the public are also reminded that candidates who have nominated for the upcoming local government election are requested to identify themselves as an election candidate prior to asking a question or making a statement at a briefing session or council meeting in accordance with the Elections Caretaker Council policy. As is protocol, there is a register of persons wishing to ask questions. I can say that no members of the public have registered on there. Given that, are there any other members of the public in the gallery wishing to ask a question? Yes, please come forward, state your name and address for the record. Thank you.
Michelle Kwok, 15 Gravel Ocean Reef. Good evening, Deputy Mayor. Question relating to 12.4.1, the status of council decision, and it's on the top right corner, page 16, about the weed management activities. The report that's supposed to come back on 1st of December 2025 to the strategy session. Have you any idea when it will actually come to council, please?
Mr. Jansen.
Thank you for the question. It's for December council meeting.
So could you repeat the answer, Mr. Jansen?
The report is due for the December council meeting. So
the answer is that the question is due to be presented at the December council meeting rather than strategy session, is that correct? Do you have a follow-up question, Ms. Klock?
Yes, second question. I was reading about the kangaroo management plan on top right corner, page 18. I flicked the next page on 19 is talk about the coastal hazard risk management and adaptation plan. So that's somewhere else, is it supposed to be? I can't relate that to the kangaroo management plan.
So you're seeking clarification on references to the kangaroo management plan and the char map?
Yeah, no, it should be about the kangaroo management plan on the right-hand side, but it talks about the char map, so I'm a bit confused.
Okay, thank you. Mr. CEO.
Thank you, Ms. Kwok, through you, presiding member. That does look as though the text has been transposed to the wrong part of the report. Thanks for drawing that to our attention.
Could I just ask Mr. CEO if that can be corrected for the agenda for the council meeting?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kwok. Given that there are no other members of the public in the gallery this evening, I declare public question time closed. We now move on to public statement time. There is a set of procedures relating to public statement time, and I request that you follow my direction at all times. You're able to make a statement for up to 2 minutes, and your statement should be directed to myself as chair and be polite and respectful. No questions or discussion will occur at the end of your statement. Statements made at a briefing session must relate to a report listed on the briefing session agenda. Please come forward and state your name and address for the public record. Members of the public are also reminded that candidates who have nominated in the upcoming local government election are requested to identify themselves as an election candidate prior to asking a question or making a statement at a briefing session or council meeting in accordance with the Elections Caretaker Council policy. There is a register of persons wishing to make a public statement, and there are no entries on that register. With that in mind, are there any other members of the public in the gallery wishing to make a public statement? If not, I declare public statement time closed. Next item is apologies and leave of absence. We have leave of absence previously approved that you'll see on the screen before you, including for this evening for Mayor Jacob, Councillor Vinchulo and Councillor Kingston. I have not received any other apologies for tonight's meeting. Are there any elected members requesting a leave of absence? Councillor Jones.
Thank you. Requesting the 1st to the 29th of June, please, inclusive.
June?
Yeah.
You mean next year?
Yeah.
2026?
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other elected members? Councillor Raftis?
Thank you. 14th to the 17th of November, please.
Thank you. Any other elected members with a leave of absence request? Any requests will be listed in the agenda for the council meeting to be held on Tuesday, the 14th of October 2025. With no further requests, we'll move on to item 8, confirmation of minutes, which will be dealt with at the ordinary council meeting to be held on Tuesday, 14th of October 2025. And item 9, announcements by the presiding member without discussion. This item will also be dealt with at the ordinary council meeting to be held on Tuesday, 14th of October 2025. Next item on tonight's agenda is identification of matters for which the meeting may be closed to the public. The agenda for this evening features 3 confidential reports, which may be dealt with behind closed doors. If there are any questions on the confidential items, I actually propose to move item 12.3 to follow item 12.8 so that we have all 3 confidential items at the end of the agenda for this meeting. So having made clear the sequence of items for this evening's report section, we'll move on to item 11, being petitions. The city has received 3 new petitions as follows. 11.1, petition in relation to abandoning the proposed construction of a footpath between Carrow Place and Merivale Road in Greenwood. That's a 31 signature petition received from residents of the City of Joondalup in relation to the proposed construction of a footpath between Carrow Place and Merivale Road, Greenwood, requesting that the City abandons the proposed works. Also, 11.2 is a petition in relation to abandoning the proposed construction of a footpath between Birch Place and Merivale Road in Greenwood. Very similar, that's got 38 signatures received from residents of the City of Joondalup in relation to the proposed construction of a footpath on Birch Place between Birch Park and Merivale Road, Greenwood, requesting that the City abandon the proposed works. And 11.3 is a petition in relation to road safety improvements on Freeman Way in Marmion. That's a 28-signature petition that's been received from residents of the City of Joondalup in relation to road safety improvements on Freeman Way, Marmion, requesting that the City manages the speed restriction between the intersection of Marmion Avenue and High Street. Are there any petitions received by elected members? Submitted petitions will be received and checked for validity and, if valid, presented to the Council meeting to be held on 14th of October 2025. We now move on to item 12, the report section of the agenda. I'd like to note that there are no presentations on the reports in tonight's agenda. The first item is 12.1, Development and Subdivision Applications, August 2025. Elected members, any questions on this item? Councillor Chester.
Yes, thank you, Deputy Mayor. My question, succinctly put, is that there are 7 applications for this month for unhosted short-term accommodation, and I'm wondering whether this has occurred as a result of the state government lessening local government control over this type of accommodation. I guess the question is, would this assumption be correct? Thank you.
Mr. Wilcock.
Yes, thank you very much for the question through the Deputy Mayor. I'll take that on notice and I'll get some information back to you on that.
Elected members, any other questions on this item? If not, we'll move on to item 12.2, execution of documents. Any questions on this item? Councillor Chester?
Yes, this particular item relates to an organisation that's located in my ward, and the question relates to the lease arrangements. There's no detail in the report, and I'm just inquiring whether it will be a normal commercial arrangement, or is there some concession made because Community Vision is a charitable organisation? Thank you.
Director Humphrey?
Through you, Mr Deputy Mayor, I'll take the question on notice and provide the details in the packs. I believe the lease has been negotiated in line with the property management framework, but I'll confirm that in the response provided.
Councillor Raftis.
Thank you. Question regarding the Ocean Reef Sea Sports Club in terms of the nature of the, this is more around a loan facility, in fact, for the contribution. So just wondering how we came to, what were those final terms and how did we come to those arrangements?
Director Humphrey.
Through you, Mr Deputy Mayor, the loan was supported by Council some time ago. The requirement was for the loan to be taken out and the interest rate applied as per WA Treasury Corporation interest at the time. I don't believe the loan has commenced yet. It commences when the Sea Sports Club take possession of the facility, but I'll provide a detailed briefing paper for Council to go out with the packs.
Councillor Raftis.
Yeah, if you can provide the timing of the Council decision as well, that would be appreciated. Thanks.
Director Humphrey.
Through the Deputy Mayor, we can provide a copy of the resolution.
Any further questions from elected members on this item? If not, we move to item 12.4, status of Council decisions. Elected members, any questions on this item? If not, we move on to item 12.5, minutes of regional council meetings. Elected members, any questions on this item? Councillor Hutton.
Yeah, thank you. I'm just requesting an alternate be prepared with a second point. Now, the second point is similar to an alternative I moved at last month's meeting, is noting that at its meeting on the 5th of December 2024, the Catalina Regional Council resolved to request Mindarie Regional Council investigate all options to expedite the closure of Tamalapak landfill in a timely and orderly manner. So I'm just wanting to be noted that that motion was moved by CRC at that meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. So just to clarify, you're flagging that you're going to be making that an amendment for the council meeting?
Yeah, I'd like to request an alternate be prepared. Thank you.
I'm sure the administration can assist with that. Elected members, any other questions on this item? If not, we'll move to item 12.6, which is list of payments made during the month of August 2025. Elected members, any questions on this item? Councillor O'Neill.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Mayor. Just one question, if I may. On page 115, Herborus Proprietary Limited, there's two charges there, it appears, for $5,060 and $7,975. Just wondering if I could get some clarity as to what those charges were and what Herborus does for the city.
Director Humphrey.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Mayor. I will take the question notice, provide full details of what those payments are for, but Urbis is a consultancy that the city uses for particularly land development advice or city centre development advice, but I'll provide that information in the packs exactly what those payments are for.
Councillor O'Neill, anything further? Elected members, any other questions on this item? Councillor Raftis.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Mayor. Page 100, Realcom Project Management Services for $14,000. Can we be advised on what project, please?
Director Humphrey.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Mayor, for the question. I'll have to take that one on notice. I'm not aware off the top of my head what project that's for.
Councillor Raftis.
Thank you. Page 97, Paxis Australia, Microsoft Dynamics implementation, just under $19,000.
Director Humphrey.
Through you, Mr Deputy Mayor, Paxis is an IT consultancy that assists us with various implementation tasks for Dynamics 365. I believe that is in relation to the migration of the waste platform between vendors, but I will take the question on notice and provide details in the packs.
Councillor Raftis.
Sorry, if we can get clarity on what project that was for. Sorry, is that to do with Axiom or?
Director Humphrey.
Through Mr Deputy Mayor, Paxis do provide us with assistance with Axiom. They're assisting us currently on two particular aspects of the Axiom project, which is setting up the FSCM and migration of the, or assisted us with moving information to do with the waste portal and the recent changes. So I'll take the question notice and provide the details in the packs of exactly what that work was for.
Councillor Raftis.
Thank you for clarity on that Paxis one. Was that to do with the changeover of the waste contract, the supplier?
Director
Mr
Humphrey.
Deputy Mayor, as I said, I will take it on notice to provide certainty, but we receive consultancy services from Paxis to do with Project Axiom. I will check with the consultant exactly what he was working on for that particular invoice.
Councillor Raftis, anything further?
Certainly, yes, please. Page 92, Mercer Consulting, $85,000, just professional consulting services. Can we have some further detail?
Director Humphrey.
So, Mr Deputy Mayor, I'll have to take that one on notice.
Thank you. Councillor Raftis.
Yes, more if I could. Page 86. Jane Vandersitz, second round CC team training sessions, $10,000. Could we clarify what exactly that is, please?
Director Humphrey.
Through you, Mr Deputy Mayor, I will have to take that on notice. It does look like it is training to do with the Craigie Leisure Centre, but I will take it on notice to provide details.
Councillor Raftis.
Thank you. On the same page, Jason Sign Makers, installation of 10 signs, $69,000.
Director Humphrey.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Mayor. I'll take the question on notice and provide the locations of the signs for the packs.
Councillor Raftis.
Thank you. As a last one, Jack's McDonald, if we can have a breakdown of that $9,900,000 worth of costs. Thank you.
Director Humphrey.
Through you, Mr Deputy Mayor, yes, we can provide a breakdown in the packs.
Thank you. Any other elected members with questions on this item? If not, we'll move to item 12.7, financial activity statement for August 2025. Elected members, any questions on this item? Councillor Raftis.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Mayor. Just a query which followed on from previous meeting, a query around the back pay provision. The response came that the back pay provision wasn't in the July financial statements, but it was in August. Just seeking clarity as to how $5 million accrual or provision managed to not be in a set of financial statements.
Director Humphrey.
Yes, you, Mr Deputy Mayor. The information provided is correct. So the note 21 that's referred to in the monthly financial statements is what we call net current assets or closing funds. The financial accountants prepare that statement as a part of balancing out the rate setting statement. It's an extract from the balance sheet. The calculation of it is quite complex, and that the accountants follow a very prescribed formula for which provisions are and are not included. And we don't normally have a provision for back pay. It's actually quite unusual. So that particular provision was removed from the calculation and balanced out accordingly. Once we received your query, Councillor Raftis, at the last meeting, the Manager of Financial Services and I revised that particular procedure and updated it to ensure that all leave or all staff provisions would be included in any future closing funds calculation, which is why it's now in August.
Councillor Raftis.
Thank you. Just for clarity, are we able to get a list of all the provisions or liabilities which are not regarded as to be included in this report? Just I had in my mind that net liabilities or current liabilities are a specified item and not subject to interpretation as to whether they might or might not make it into a report. So we can get clarity on that, please.
Director Humphrey.
Through you, Mr Deputy Mayor, happy to provide both the calculation of how we calculate net current position or the closing funds and what's contained in each of those provisions in the packs.
Councillor Raftis. Any other elected members with questions on this item? If not, we'll move on to item 12.8, card transactions for the month of August 2025. Elected members, any questions on this item? Councillor O'Neill.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Mayor. Just one question on page 140, just on the corporate travel credit card there. There was a charge for $2,332 for the Doubletree Esplanade in Darwin accommodation costs. I'm just wondering who that was for and what it was for.
Director Humphrey.
Through Mr Deputy Mayor, the City sent staff members to Darwin to preview the act that will be a part of next year's Joondalup Festival. It's something we've done the past 3 years to ensure that what we're booking and bringing to Joondalup is appropriate, and will draw the audiences that we're anticipating. Happy to provide further details in the packs.
Councillor O'Neill.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Mayor. Just on that note there, could we get a detailed explanation as to what has been decided or the outcomes from that travel trip and any other expenses that were pertinent to that trip?
Director Humphrey.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Mayor. Happy to provide that information in the packs.
Any other elected members with questions on this item? If not, we revert to item 12.3, which is confidential item, status of legal action report. With that in mind, could we go into confidential session, please? And Thank you. We've just completed the confidential items being 12.3, 13.1.1 and 13.1.2. That concludes the items listed on the agenda. Mr. CEO, are there any further reports from committees?
At this stage, no.
Thank you. We move on to item 14, being reports of the CEO. Mr. CEO, are there any reports from the Chief Executive Officer?
At this stage, no.
Thank you. We move on to item 15, urgent business. This item will be dealt with at the ordinary council meeting to be held on Tuesday, the 14th of October 2025. Now move on to item 16, motions of which previous notice has been given. Are there any elected members who wish to flag their intent to raise a notice of motion for the next council meeting? Councillor Pizzey.
I have sent an email through to the city in regards to a notice of motion regarding the turtle program for November, not for the council session. Does that need to be raised now?
Okay, so specifically, you have raised a notice of motion for the November council meeting. I think you just asked whether it could be done next month. I will just ask Director Parry to comment on that. Thank you.
Through Mr. Presiding Member, once we receive that within the time frame, it can be placed on the November agenda. So that's okay.
Anything further?
No.
Any other elected members wish to flag their intent to raise a notice of motion for the next council meeting, being the October council meeting, that is? If not, we'll move on to item 17, announcement of notice of motion for the next meeting. This item will be dealt with at the ordinary council meeting to be held on Tuesday, the 14th of October, 2025. Okay. Thank you. That concludes tonight's briefing session. I hereby close the meeting at 7:15 p.m. Thank you and good evening to all.